And I'm so excited to get this conference started. We've put so much work into this, and we already have such a wonderful showing of families and healthcare providers and our partners in biotech and pharma here. So without further ado, I'm really happy to welcome the Miller family to the stage. Thank you.
Wow, welcome. CureDuchenne's Futures 2023. Thank you for being here, and a special thank you for those joining us virtually. We have an online version of this as well. Thank you for being online. I am so grateful that you guys are here, and I love leading my day and starting out by leading with gratitude. If you lead with gratitude, it leaves little room for angst and dismay. And my greatest abundance of gratitude is Deborah Miller and Håkan Miller. I'm very thankful and grateful and blessed for them. And I'm Paul Miller. We already mentioned the CureDuchenne's staff has the black t-shirts. Please, any question at all, talk to one of them. They're here to serve. They're very excited to support and help, and we're excited that you're here to ask questions. Also, a special shout out, Carrie was just on stage, Chelsea and Carrie and the CureDuchenne's Cares team for putting this all together. It's very special. I'm gonna run through a couple highlights. We have Justin and Patrick back. I think I'm gonna call it Justin and Patrick 2.0 because they've got more to say and it's gonna be more impactful than it was last year. I'm very excited about that. I also think that our informative presentation, speeches, the research you're going to hear about, the care recommendations, interactive conversations, all are going to be fantastic. So it's action-packed, jam-filled, don't miss anything. We have an exhibitor showcase, and I believe you may even be able to get the wheelchair tuned up while you're there. First time this year, we're having an e-gaming lounge and an adult hangout space for adults with Duchenne. The time capsule is popular. It's backed by a popular demand. We're going to do that again. CureDuchenne link. Yes. Big believer in you get what you measure for. And with the data, we're going to measure for a cure. So with that said, have a great time. I'm going to challenge you with one thing. Make 3 new friends. Go first. You're in the elevator. Don't stare at your shoes or at the number. Talk to the person next to you and make a new friend. It'll make this even more impactful weekend for you. I'm going to turn it over to Deborah. Deborah.
Thank you. And likewise, I am very grateful for you. Thank you. So none of us ever want to have Duchenne in our lives. But I will speak as a mother and say that although I prefer not to have Duchenne in my life, I would not trade life with my son, Håkan, for anything. And I think all of us feel the same way. So, so it's a different journey that we're on than we might have expected, but it's a great journey. And the reason we call this conference Futures is because we're looking forward. We are looking forward to a bright future, which is the theme of this year's Futures Conference. I would like to say thank you to all of you who have come near and far. Again, a call out to the pharmaceutical and biotech companies who sponsored this event. Please, a big round of applause for them. You may not know the billions of dollars that they're spending to bring treatments for your son, or the emotional investment that they have, but it's a big dedication on their part, and we're so grateful. I also would like to call out again our staff at CureDuchenne. The CARES team is phenomenal. They work tirelessly, but also many of you know our CureDuchenne Ventures team, our research team, the CureDuchenne Link team, and many of you don't know the marketing, communications, and operations that are behind all this. It's an all hands-on-deck event, and a big call out to the entire CureDuchenne's staff. So this year, we are celebrating our 20-year anniversary. Unbelievable. It is a blink of an eye, and we have come so far. Way back then, this was our logo, and we have transitioned now to a more modern logo as we're moving forward. When we started CureDuchenne's, I was working out of the corner of Hawkins' playroom, and he was on my lap many times saying, "No more irk, Mom, no more irk." And there was quite a pull, because here I'm trying to save his life, spending all my time working, and at the same time wanting to be a mom, and it was always a pull, right? But fortunately, he was an incredible kid and an incredible young man, and together the three of us have built this organization with the help of all of you who have supported us. Now we've transitioned into almost 30 staff members for CureDuchenne's, and like I said, they're awesome, they're incredible, and thank you so much. In 2003, we were talking to a lot of scientists, most of them academic scientists, and they had such wonderful ideas. Our vision was, let's take those really good ideas and get them out of academic labs. And for all of you academics, researchers, we love you, and you are the foundation of everything that happens. But companies and drug developers make drugs. And for us, it was just logical to get these great ideas into the hands of people who actually develop drugs and can market them. And so we developed a venture philanthropy model early on to invest in very early stage research. And again, our goal is, let's just get it out of the labs and into clinical trials. We've done that. 17 of our research projects have entered into clinical trials. If you look at the landscape of most of the clinical trials that are being conducted, you can see CureDuchenne's fingerprint really early on. Often we come in so early into the research that people don't even know that we were there at a very, very pivotal stage with our funding. 2023, our goal now is to move forward and to find the cure and have transformative treatments that we are expecting to be approved over the next few years. So our three pillars are cure, care, and community. Let's start with community. Look around you. Look at the faces, people that you've seen year after year, and new people. And as Paul said, this is a great opportunity for you to make new friends, lifelong friends, and it's amazing how fast a year goes. So the friends you meet today are people that it's going to be a blink of an eye until you see them next year. And on Sunday, we even have at our brunch geographically located tables. It's happened where we've introduced families at Futures that live 2 miles apart and didn't even know each other at the time. So we bring you together. We want to offer all the resources to you that we can. The CARES team, they don't just put on Futures. They put on remarkable education and networking events throughout the year. I think all of you know Jennifer Wallace-Valdez and Doug Levine. They are, yes, big call out to them. So many years ago, we were hearing about physical therapists around the country that were actually doing harm to kids because they were trying to do what they learned in PT school, is strengthen and rehab. And Jennifer had joined us. She's been with us since Hawkins was diagnosed 21 years ago. And we had so many families around the country saying, we want a Jennifer. We want somebody who really understands Duchenne. So long story short, we took this on the road with Mike Kelly, our chief scientific officer, and started educating physical therapists and now OT specialists around the country. And it has evolved to be a very meaningful program. We've trained over 200 physical therapists that now know how to treat your kids properly in your community. And we also continue watching out for our loved ones with Duchenne. The medical ID bracelet is something that we started a couple years ago. Håkan might want to tell you about an experience he had last month where it came in really, really handy. So please check that out. It's offered for free from CureDuchenne's. Diana Castro, I don't know where you are, but we were really blessed to be able to partner with Diana Castro earlier this year and provide funding and a grant that she is able to create the first CureDuchenne's clinic outside of Dallas. And she's going to be providing expert Duchenne care to families who are underserved, underprivileged, non-English speaking, and we couldn't be prouder that Diana is leading our effort with our first CureDuchenne's clinic. As we're bringing treatments forward, we know that the earlier we treat patients, the better. So we started a few years ago working with Dr. Richard Parad to develop a newborn screening program within a hospital setting, an actual birthing hospital. And we're proud to say that we are moving forward. We have collaborated with other Duchenne and muscular dystrophy organizations to contribute this data to the overall RUS program, which unfortunately didn't get approved, but we will continue providing data. But we're really hopeful that at least starting with the state of Massachusetts, we'll be able to get this approved and start a model where we can start testing these babies so that we can get them treated until they go out into the system. We also have been international. We're really excited to see a couple parents from Hungary here that came in from Budapest. They invited us over last year to do a training for their healthcare professionals, and we were so happy to maintain that relationship. Doug Levine had this wonderful idea to go to India and had many meetings set up with healthcare providers in India. We get so many requests from India for information. And so I didn't feel comfortable with him going alone, and so I said, please find somebody who can help you and keep you safe while you're there. So he chose Carrie Johnson. You don't mess with Carrie. Many of you know us for our research, and we are very proud to say that we have been a real catalyst for moving research forward in Duchenne. We started off funding early exon skipping research, and we're proud that we contributed to Sarepta in the very early stages when they needed money to get off clinical hold and actually move forward with their first clinical trial. And we're happy to see that they got approved back then, but it was first generation. And we know that science is incremental. We know that you can't get to second generation until you have first generation. So we continued pushing the envelope, and we funded 4 additional next generation exon skipping companies that you can see here. They are all 4 in clinical trials right now. And we know that there are other companies here also that are going to be moving into the clinic for exon skipping. And we believe that these are going to be very effective treatments. We also funded what you might call the first generation of gene therapy, where we funded Bamboo Therapeutics many years ago, and Pfizer bought them. And so we're really excited to see the progression of Sarepta through the exon skipping and now into gene therapy, expecting an approval later this year, next month, and just really proud. But again, this is first generation, and it is transformational science. It does work. It is really effective, but there are limitations to it, and we know that we have to have a next generation. And so we identified the limitations 4 years ago and have been working and funding companies moving forward to deal with the limitations of gene therapy, the redosing, the neutralizing antibodies, the immune reactions, everything that we need to do to create alternatives and come up, just like we did with exon skipping, for that next generation of gene therapy. So again, science is incremental. We have to continue funding this early science. There is not a large disease-specific organization that has been successful without the financial support from their community. If you look at juvenile diabetes, cystic fibrosis, They were able to develop these meaningful treatments because their community stepped up, tapped into their networks, and helped do the fundraising. Yes. And so you may not know how to do this, but we really do need your help, and we're more than happy to help you, help us, help you, if that makes sense. So one last word, Sarepta is up for their AdCom on May 12th. They are taking written comments about your experience and your desire to get this therapy over the finish line. We are going to be sending you information for written comments to be submitted by May 5th. Please take that opportunity to tell the FDA how much we need this therapy. And I think that with that, I will turn it over to the inspiration behind CureDuchenne. And before I say that, when Håkon was diagnosed 21 years ago, we felt helpless, just like a lot of you did when your son was diagnosed. We didn't know where to turn, and so basically, we turned to our faith and did a lot of praying. And I cannot tell you the comfort that that has brought to our family. And so for those of you who would like to join us on Sunday, we're going to have a prayer meeting at the Pacific 16, I believe it is. No pressure, but we'd love to have you if you'd like to join us there. Håkon, please. Oh, do you need the...
So, it's really good to be here with you all. It was good to see some familiar faces and new faces last night. And please come up, introduce yourself to me. I'd love to meet you, to reconnect and to talk. And I will be speaking on Saturday at the Adults with Duchenne breakout. And I'm also excited to announce some news for next year's Futures, the location and date. And so,
Drum roll.
drum roll please. Futures 2024 is going to be in Orlando. Again. It's going to be over Memorial Day weekend, May 23rd through 26th. So we'll look forward to seeing all of you there again. And again, we're so glad to have you all here. It really is. A quick story, last night, I don't know who it was, but someone was in their power chair, and I saw like 2 other boys like on the back, and they were just scooting like full speed across the conference. And I think that's just really what this is all about, is about community and making those friendships and knowing that you're not the only one going through this. And with that, I'd like to begin today's program with our keynote science panel discussion led by CureDuchenne's own Mike Kelly. So thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing you all throughout the conference and really have a good time, learn something, and meet new people.
Thank you.